For Thursday's workout, it's 20 minutes. Gonna start off with an 800-meter run or 4-minute run. Again, if you can measure it, 800 meters. If not, gonna go for 4 minutes. Try to push the pace on that run. In the remaining time, in the remainder of those 20 minutes, you're gonna go through as many times as possible as 20 sumo stance hip extension flexion, 10 single leg hip thrust on each leg, 5 inchworms, then a 100-meter run or 1-minute run. So for those sumo stance hip extension, hip flexions, you're gonna get a nice wide stance just like this. Remember, toes pointed out. Knees should be slightly wider than your hips, and then your ankles should follow that position. Whenever you are doing this, think of always pushing your knees out to the side. So it should look something like this. So touching the ground and then up. Keeping those knees straight, a slight bend if you need to, but always keep a thing of those shins nice and vertical. So you shouldn't be doing this to get to the ground. Okay, so that's what it looks from the side. All you're doing is hinging at your hips, sending your hips back, keeping those shins vertical, touching the ground, standing up. So touch the ground, stand up. When you stand up, really squeeze your glutes, really stand up, drive those knees out. So down to the ground, stand up. Touch the ground, stand up. And then single leg hip thrust. All you're doing here is laying on your back, getting your feet or heels as close to your butt as possible, lifting one leg up off the ground, thrusting your hip towards the ceiling. When you lift that hip, don't let your hip twist like this. Think of trying to keep those hips nice and flat. So 10 of these, you're gonna switch to that other side, lift that leg up, 10 hip thrusts here. Remember, when you lift that leg, you shouldn't be letting that hip twist. Keep that hip nice and flat, just like this. And then inchworms. Gonna be about the same positioning you had for your sumo stance hip extension, hip flexion. So here, all you're gonna do, to the ground, just like this. Gonna walk out here, and then walk your hands back. You should not bend your knees to do it, so you shouldn't be doing this. If you have to bend your knees, spread your feet out further. Try to keep those legs nice and straight. Walk out to that plank position, walk it back. And then you have 100-meter run or 1-minute run.